Alright, and I'll be sharing the story of how I started playing the guitar. It's a long time ago. I discovered that I have music inside of me. In my kid days, when I was still very much more a little child, I saw that I have music inside of me because those days I sang songs that was not composed by anyone, and I didn't know what it meant to be a composer those days. So I composed songs, I created songs, and as a little child, I used to make a guitar with some pangolo, that's some cans of milk and some cans like that. I use wires. I use some wires and make strings on them and just strike, But I never really knew then what it meant to be a guitarist or a musician. But I just saw that I was doing those kind of things as a little child. So as I was growing, I grew into my teenage years, and I began to have deeper interest in musical things and wanted to really play music. At some point, I started going out to look for where I can begin to get myself involved in music. And a friend of mine came with a news or a report of a certain man that was running a music school somewhere in Lagos, in the Jora area of Lagos. And we went there. We're trying to learn music, and the man also does recording. So sometimes we started preparing to do a demo recording with the man, and my friend who took me there was also interested in learning the guitar. His name is Jufi, and he started to put more interest in learning the guitar at that time, instead of giving more attention to the demo. So in that place, the owner of that place is called Sherry P. So in Sherry P's place, I met a certain man one day whose name is Waters. Waters is a bassist and plays a little bit of guitar, but is much more into rock music. He loves more rock. And then I became connected to him through Sherry P's place. And so at some point, I had to visit his place to know where he stays. So it was through Mr. Waters that I got to meet the man who taught me how to play the guitar. His name is Pius. We used to call him those days Pius. But later on, I discovered his name is Chineyem Okolo. So I met Pius, and Pius those days was the bassist. He was playing bass guitar for Femi Kuti, that's Fela's son. And he was quite a good bassist those days. And I admired his skills. I was in my teenage years those days. And Pius had deep interest in giving out what's in him to others. He was interested in showing me how to play the guitar. So he taught me a little bit on the guitar. I hadn't known much at the time he was around. But how he really helped me to know how to play the guitar is that he gave me a guitar book and asked me to go and photocopy it and bring back the original one for him. So I photocopied the guitar book, and they bound it like a booklet for me. And so every day I looked into the guitar book that Pius gave me to learn chords and progressions. And after that time Pius gave me the guitar book, it wasn't long he left to Europe. their band went to play in Europe, and somehow it got connected to someone in Europe, and eventually went back to Europe after they returned from their tour, and that was how he relocated to Europe. But through the guitar book he gave me, I started picking up. I was dealing on that guitar book every day. There's no day I didn't practice on that book. Through also, I won't forget Waters, because the guitar I was using those days, it was Mr. Waters that sold the guitar for me, although it wasn't a good guitar. And those days I didn't know really what it really means to say a guitar is good. I was a novice, so it was a guitar that should be thrown away. The strings were so high, and the sound were dry. It wasn't really a guitar that anyone should play. But I didn't know anything about guitar, so I bought it from him. And every day I was battling with that guitar, learning chords from the book that Pius gave me. And that was how I started picking up gradually and gradually. And being someone that God has given the gift to compose songs, the little chords I started creating in those days started helping me to compose songs. And basically I grew composing songs with guitar. I compose and then look for chords to back it, or I just play progressions and put songs on it. That's how I grew composing songs. Although these days I'm versatile, I can compose anyhow, because my major gift in music is vocals and composition. So my story on guitar can never be complete without mentioning Pius, who is known as Chinenyem Okoro. He's a wonderful guy. He still stays in Europe till date. And in this my video, I will show you some piece of his videos and pictures, so you see who I'm talking about. He's a wonderful man. I can't forget him, because there are a lot of things I play on the guitar. I remember him. There's a particular chord. Sometimes I used to play something like rhythm and blues. I got the chords from him while he was still around. It was one of the chords I got from him. Let me show you what I mean. So I built up this rhythm through the chords I got from him, and later on I started creating a kind of jazz song on it. And those days when I still do play live music, sometimes I play it on stage and do some jazz kind of guitar solos on it, and it was quite good. And there are other rhythms that they came from the things I saw from him. I used to have a reggae song I composed those days. The bass line was basically the kind of feelings or the kind of lines I saw him play those days. So I can't complete my story on guitar without talking about Pius, because if you ask me if there was anybody who taught me anything about guitar, it's only Pius that taught me anything on guitar. Nobody else taught me anything. What he taught me wasn't much, but before I traveled to Europe, he gave me a guitar book, and through the guitar book he gave me, I developed to play chords and scales, because they are all in that book. So I can say he's my master on guitar. He taught me how to play guitar, and in the world of music, I will always be grateful to Chinenyem Okoro. Please, I would love you to check out his videos on his YouTube channels. He has quite some number of videos on his channel. He's still doing music even right now in Europe, and still very active. Pius is a great guy, and I'm looking forward to a day when I will be together with him to do some musical things right here, and I will tell my guitar story and musical story better by then. But for now, stay blessed, and please check out my own YouTube channel and see lots of videos I have stopped there at Rest Ifechi. And then check out Chinenye Okolo on YouTube. He's got quite some lovely videos of his live shows there. Alright, I leave you with this.
We all are the great creation of God, respect. Jah great creation. We all are the great creation of God, maintain. Jah great creation. We all are the great creation of God, we know. Jah great creation. We all are the great creation of God, save love. Jah great creation. And the rain of God is flowing. The rain of God is flowing. The rain of God is flowing all over the cosmos. The rain of God is flowing, flowing from out of His power over all the cosmos to keep creation alive. Animals, mankind, spirits, and all creation. This universe has nearly 2,000 occupied planets, and 99% of them are not even developed. One of them is the planet Earth, a very underdeveloped planet, where everyone should know that everything is Jah creation. Without this knowledge and respect, there will always be destruction on this earth, killing of animals and fellow human beings. We all are human race, so you stop the discrimination, stop the destruction, stop the production of weapons, and stop fighting war. Hey, we all are the great creation of God, respect the great creation. We all are the great creation of God, maintain the great creation.